Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Dee Dee and this is Randy, and we are in the education room of the Frederick County Animal Shelter on Rosemont Avenue, bringing you some adoptable pets. Our first guest is Tank, and Tank is a 9-week-old beagle puppy who has been in our foster care program. And it is a great opportunity to adopt him or either of his 2 brothers who are here at the shelter, because our foster care program gives these puppies it's like a Head Start program. So they were with their mother in a private home where they get constant attention, they get started on their house training, they get a great diet, they get their puppy shots, they get wormed. So these puppies are raised in just the optimal way that we recommend for puppies to be raised, because we're doing it. So these puppies have been in foster care for about a month, so they get the full benefit of growing up with constant handling, kids in the household, other dogs, carpeting, slidey floors, doorways, stairs, all the things that you would want your puppy to know before you bring him to your new home. Now, these puppies haven't been separated from each other yet, except for one day when they were spayed and neutered. And that is a beginning of teaching them to be on their own so that they can learn crate training and how to be left home alone for short periods. And as with all puppies, we're going to take 4 applications and find the best match. And it's very attractive to get a dog this young for a couple of reasons. One reason people want them this young is because how cute. They're so, so cute. The other reason is people believe that a puppy will bond to you better if you get them younger. That's actually not exactly true, because puppies do bond to their parents at this age. Absolutely true. But they break that bond when they are 10 or 11 months old to go out into the world, get new friends, start a new pack if necessary. So you cannot count on getting a puppy as a baby to be a permanent bond. Certainly, getting him this young means that you get to decide what he's exposed to. Big responsibility, because by the time he is 12 weeks old, he should see umbrellas, wheelchairs, cars, buses, street signs, cats, bunnies, anything you want him to know about in his world, he needs to meet in the next month. And we've definitely given him a big start on that. So as you can see, he's pretty comfortable with human handling and a pretty relaxed puppy because of his early experience in an enriched environment with experienced handlers. So if you feel like you're up to the challenge of a puppy, please come by and meet him and his brothers and see what you think. We get about 300 puppies a year, so if you are interested in a baby dog, please think about coming to the shelter first. And of course, often people think we don't get purebreds, which just simply isn't the case. About a quarter of our dogs are purebred, because that is what is in the community. That's what we get. So if you're interested in a puppy, start at the shelter, see if we have what you want. And if not, talk to us about the wish list. Our next guest is Forrest, and Forrest is also a beagle. He is 6 months old, so still a puppy, but a different kind of challenge, because Forrest can be house trained in a few days or a week, whereas the baby puppy that you saw has a couple months to go in that arena. And so Forrest also could be crate trained in that short amount of time. But Forrest has a lot more energy and a lot more agility than a baby puppy. So Forrest can already pull on the leash and jump on people and bark when he's lonely. So he is going to need an owner who is ready for a teenager dog. Forrest is very affectionate, jumped right up in Randy's lap. And so this is a people dog. This is a dog that wants to be with people, and sometimes people get beagles because they want a dog that likes other dogs, they want a dog that's happy-going, and has the Great Beagle attitude. Forrest certainly has that. So if you are interested in a family pet, Beagles make great pets for kids because when kids have their friends over and activities, Beagles are pretty amenable to all of that. There's usually not a person that a Beagle doesn't like. So Forrest is also available for adoption, and because he's under a year old, we will also take 4 applications and find the best match for him. He is listening to some noise off camera coming from our rabbit cages, and as you can see, very different energy level from Tank, who you just met. And one thing to keep in mind is while Tank was sitting on Randy's lap and being so sleepy and cute and cuddly, Tank's going to turn into this in just short order. So you have to be prepared for this either way. It's just that you have a little bit of time to get used to it and fall in love before this happens to Tank. And of course, Forrest is ready to go now. If you are interested in a little dog like Forrest, please come by and meet him. We are back with Lily, and Lily is an adult Beagle. Today is primarily Beagle Day, and she also has been in our foster program for a month because she is the mother of Tank and his brothers. That means that she has gotten started working on house training, and she was able to wean her puppies in a home environment. So she is also already used to stairs and carpet and other animals and kids, and that benefit of the foster program benefits the moms as much as it does the puppies. So Lily is ready for a new home, and we will spay her here, so she will not have to have puppies anymore. And one of the things that people often ask when they bring in older pets to us and say that they can no longer care for them is sometimes they are told that dogs or cats will reach a certain age and not be able to have puppies or kittens anymore. And that's not true. Their reproductive system is quite different from humans, and they're able to continue reproducing throughout their lives. So although Lily is between 5 and 7 years old, and she does have some gray hair on her face, she is by no means done having puppies if she isn't spayed. I've also heard people say that they've been told that animals reach an age where they're too old to spay or neuter. What's the matter, sweetie? And that's also not true. There's no age at which surgery can't be done safely, but veterinarians do take into account that as animals age, they might have some health conditions that need to be considered when they're going to undergo anesthesia. So what veterinarians will do is they will do an echocardiogram, do some blood work, take an x-ray, make sure that there's nothing about the dog's aging that is going to compromise their health such that you should delay surgery until you solve those problems. You're crying, honey. One thing that is true about Beagles is they like to talk. So if you are thinking about adopting a Beagle, you need to consider your living arrangements. They're better in single-family homes, or if you have an apartment, better with someone who's home during the day to give them attention and exercise that they need to be healthy and happy. And a lot of people choose hounds because they're so vocal. I don't know if you've ever seen on Stupid Pet Tricks, but it's often a terrier or a hound who learns to say, or a husky, that learns to say a bark that sounds like human voice. And people encourage that with treats so that they can do silly pet tricks. So if you are interested in a dog like Lily, and you have a big heart for a dog who's had puppies many, many times in her life, and right now is missing them a little bit, and can help her through that transition, then Lily might be the dog for you. Come by, meet her, see what you think. Aw. We are back with our next guest, and just want to remind people that we have more than dogs and cats here at the shelter. We often have parakeets or lizards of various kinds, the occasional snake. We sometimes have ducks, chickens. We had a turkey last year. So you never know what you're going to find at the animal shelter. Oh, peacock, you're right. We've had peacocks, So one of the things that you can do is get on our wish list for an exotic animal, hedgehog, whatever it might be. We recently had 9 baby gerbils dropped off at the shelter, and Small Angels came and rescued those. So you never know what we're going to have and what pets you might be able to get through the shelter, which means you're saving one from homelessness. And this little guy is a Dutch rabbit. Was very common type of rabbit when I was a kid, and now there are many more breeds, long-haired rabbits, exotic colors, satin fur, all kinds of fancy rabbits. But a Dutch bunny is a good old stable, well-balanced personality bunny, which makes a very nice pet for kids. And Harley is a couple years old. We will neuter him before he goes to his new home. Male bunnies usually make a great pet, neutered or unneutered. They're very sweet, but we neuter them to protect them against some minor health problems they can have. We definitely support the House Rabbit Society's view of what a bunny can be as a pet. What that means is we don't recommend that you stick them in a cage out in the backyard. There's several reasons for that. Number one is if you go online and look at agility rabbits or even herding rabbit, there's a rabbit on there that herds sheep, and it's amazing. Agility bunnies will show you that rabbits are great pets that can do a lot of things, and having them live in a box in the backyard is just no life for them. It's like being in jail. But further, in Frederick, having a rabbit live outside in a box can be dangerous to the bunny. A couple of reasons. They do not do well in hot, humid weather, and we have plenty of that. Another reason is stray dogs, although rare, can get to bunnies that are in hutches. So that's a tragedy you don't want to have happen. And the other thing is parasites. Bunnies get fleas, they can get lice, and they can get a horrible parasite called a warble or Cutiribra, and that is where a fly lays an egg under the bunny's skin. I don't even want to tell you what that's like, and you don't need to know because your bunny's going to be living in the house where that's not going to happen. So if you are interested in having a rabbit, come and talk to us about how to set them up with a litter pan, a hay basket, fun toys, and you can also go to houserabbit.org and see pictures you can't believe of what rabbits can be for your family's pet. If you are interested in a pet like Harley, come, because we have 5 rabbits right now, and they all different breeds, different colors, they all have their own unique personalities, and Harley is probably one of the coolest, so you definitely should consider him first. We are back with Bob the guinea pig. Bob has been a child's pet, which means he is pretty used to loud noises and activity, and I don't know if he knew this from his previous home, but he certainly knows it now. Whenever someone gets in the refrigerator and comes into the education room with carrots, he sings his little guinea pig song, which most people love the noise of, including me. It's super cute, and it does make you produce carrots and parsley and kale and all kinds of things just so you can hear it. They're called guinea pigs, cavies, but they're also called whistle pigs, and the reason is because of the little song that they have, which is really super cute and will train you to do whatever the guinea pig wants. Guinea pigs make great pets for kids because they can remain in a cage for most of the time. It's fun to take them out and put them in an X pen and let them try some new foods and go through tubes and things like that. But guinea pigs, unlike rabbits, are not agile. They can't go on stairs, they can't go in those hamster balls, and they can't climb up and down off of things. If you put them up on high things, they will fall. So they're very low maintenance pets, but you do have to be careful if you get them as a child's pet that you make sure that your child knows not to put them up on things or inside of things that are hard to climb out of because they can't do it. He is listening to some hay being distributed off camera, which I'm sure excites him. Maybe he'll even sing for us. I don't know, now you can see Bob's other side of his face. On one side of his body, he's brown and white. On the other side of his body, he's black and white, so he's really cute. If you have been thinking about getting a pet for your child for the holidays, now might be a great time to come in and talk about it. If you're not ready to take Bob home, then one thing it's important to do is if you're going to take a pet home for the holidays, it is November. So that means you need to do it in time to buy a cage, read up on some health needs of the animals, as well as giving us time to spay and neuter them before you take them home. So think about coming in now if Christmas pets are in your future. Sometimes people have heard getting a pet at the holidays is a bad idea. It can be. If you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be having a lot of company, and if your schedule is going to make it impossible for you to properly care for and attend to a pet, by all means, don't do it. Give a gift certificate, plan to get a pet after the holidays. But if you have a quiet vacation time ahead, kids off school and you're off work for like a week or two, then this can be a great time to get a pet. And that means that you'll have time to adjust to the new schedule of care. You'll have time to get your pet used to your routine. You can even, while you have time off, do some fake comings and goings to see how the pet adapts. So if you are interested in holiday pets, then talk to us now, see if it can work out for you, because it can really be the best way to do it when you have all that vacation time stored up that you're going to be taking. And it's exciting for kids to get a pet. And if you want to do an under-the-tree pet, then we can tell you how to do it that's safe for the animal and good for everybody. We're going to be back after a short break with some more adoptable pets at Frederick County Animal Control. Hope you stay with us.
Before, addiction and depression kept me from living my life. And now, every step I take in recovery benefits everyone. There are many options that make the road to recovery more accessible. It begins with the first step. Join the Voices for Recovery. For information and treatment referral for you or someone you love, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Pet Pals. Our first feline guest of the second half of today's episode is Athena. And Athena is a very pretty gray tabby cat. She's only about a year old. And she came to us previously owned. She was from a litter of kittens that was born to the family that brought her to us. And they gave her to a friend, and the friend decided after 6 months to bring her back. And she has not been spayed yet, so they didn't want to have two female cats that might deliver kittens to them. So she's very young and had only lived with people she knew since she was born. She has beautiful green eyes and lots of energy. We color code our cats here by energy level and personality so that it can help you choose. When you walk into our shelter and you see cages, 60 different cats, and you think, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to choose. You can ask us about the color coding system, which can really help you. If you know you want a lap cat or you know you want a playful cat, then the color coding can help you eliminate all the cats in other categories other than the one that matches what you're looking for. The best way to choose a cat is not by how she looks, even though she's quite beautiful. It is to choose by personality so that the cat matches you, and also think about the age group that the cat is in so you can have the energy level that you want. She is definitely interested in doing something more fun than sitting on Randy's lap facing the camera. So we'll let her go and we'll bring another cat for you to meet. We are back with Precious. Precious is another green-eyed beauty. She has longer hair and it is so soft. Sometimes people are concerned that a longer-haired cat is going to shed more than a short-haired cat, and that's just not true. The length of the hair doesn't have anything to do with shedding. Some cats shed year-round, some cats just shed twice a year, and it is certainly based on the photo period, which is how much light during the day. Some people believe that having the lights on inside your house can affect it, but it's probably more true that even an indoor cat knows when it's fall, knows when it's winter, and the shedding cycle is usually spring and fall no matter what. So if you are interested in a cat that will not shed, then you're going to have to go with a hairless cat. The one thing to know about hairless cats is because they don't have fur, they have to have lotion put on their skin. And it can be high maintenance, much higher maintenance than just vacuuming once in a while for cat fur. So Precious is available for adoption, and as we talked about a minute ago, color-coded blue, which means she is a lap cat, easy to restrain. She has some unique skills that should make her highly adoptable. She is young, she's only a year old, but she walks on a leash and harness, and she comes when you call her. I should say, she comes when her owner calls her. So obviously, as her new owner, you would have to reinforce that with some rewards in the beginning so that she would know to trust you and come to you when you want her to come. So I suspect that this weekend she'll be adopted because she has those college-level skills at such a young age. So if you are interested in a cat like Precious, please come by the shelter first because we have so many. And when cats have been previously owned, we will share with you anything we could find out from the previous owner. That can really help you to make a choice, as well as the color coding system we use here that helps you choose a cat whose personality is most likely to match what you need. If you are thinking about doing something this weekend after the storm that would be enjoyable and get you out of the house, then just come by the shelter to look around, see who's here, and we will talk to you about the possibilities of pet ownership in your future.
Beautiful kitty.
Our next guest is Truffles. Truffles is a long-haired Dilute tortoiseshell. She's quite lovely. She is 2 to 3 years old. She's a female cat. She came to us as a stray. Clearly, she was someone's pet. We named her Truffles. So if you know someone missing a beautiful cat like this by another name, it could be her, please let them know. This kitty is already spayed, so we know she was someone's pet. And as well, her beautiful long hair would not be this lovely if she didn't have an indoor caretaker. Truffles is sneezing, which explains the towel that Randy has on his lap. It's like a daycare center here for cats. So what happens is if we have a kitten who comes in with a cold, we put up signs and we try to get people to use hand sanitizer that we have mounted on the walls. And sometimes we can't convince people to think enough about petting one cat and then moving one cage down and petting another without hand sanitizing. So it's easy for colds to be spread around. The other way that it happens is our cats themselves will reach out of their cage to touch and play with their neighbors, batting their feet to cages below or beside. And we certainly want them to enjoy their time here, so we don't reprimand that at all, but it does mean that colds can spread. Cats that get colds do pass them to other cats, but dogs don't share the same cold, and people don't share the same cold. So it is just an issue for cats, and we do ask people that take home cats they adopt from a shelter, or a breeder for that matter, to keep them in the bathroom for a couple of days to make sure they're not sneezing, so you don't pass a cold on to your other pets. Many of the colds that cats get, there are vaccines for, flu shots for cats, and cats get those every year or every 3rd year, depending on what your vet recommends. So if you have a cat and are thinking of adopting, just check with your vet about your resident cat's protection before you bring home a new cat. And when you come in here to look at cats, just ask us about, has this cat been exposed to any colds? Is she showing any signs? We have stickers on the cat's cages that let you know if they are considered contagious or if they've been exhibiting any signs of sneezing. And we do the best we can here to wash our hands in between using this towel so that Randy's shirt doesn't become a way for germs to spread to another cat. But obviously, cats sneeze, it's in the air, and we can't do 100% lockdown because we still want them to be on the adoption floor, to be viewable by you, so you can choose them for adoption. So if you are interested in Truffles, which I can't see why you wouldn't be, she's fantastic, please come by and meet her and see if she is right for you. We are back with our last guests of this episode. This is Socks on my lap, this big black and white male kitty. And Kitty, this gray long-haired cat, is on Randy's lap. And these cats can be adopted together. You certainly don't have to do that. She's 7, he's 6, and they've been together his whole life. They were in a family with dogs, so you know that they can handle that. They also were in a family with kids of all ages, so you know they can handle that. And unlike dogs, cats do not need other cats to live, and they know it inherently. So if you would like to have 2 cats, it's a great idea to get 2 who were already together. And sometimes you can't count on taking 2 kittens from the same litter, because when they get to be 9 or 10 months old, they might want to go their separate ways. So this is a great way to adopt 2 kitties. They already get along, they have the same shared history, and so you can count on the fact that they will share a litter box, that they like each other, they get along, they don't steal food from each other too much. Socks will steal the canned food a little bit. So you do have to watch out for that. Cats don't have problems with arthritis, joint disease, and heart disease the way that people and dogs do. So when a cat is overweight, it's not as important to their health to help them reduce as it is for dogs and people. However, cats that get too big, much farther than Socks has gone, are at risk for diabetes. And if you don't want to give your cat insulin shots every day, then it is very important that you keep them at a normal weight, within a normal weight range, so that they don't develop that risk. It is also true that the way you feed your cat can have a big effect on how big they get. Cats really need to eat meat. They cannot be vegetarian like dogs and people can. So it is very important for you to talk to your vet about what kind of food you're going to give to your cat. They're not omnivorous like dogs and people. We can live on pizza and Twinkies. It's not recommended, but cats really need to have healthier diet to stay healthy. Sorry, baby, I'm not even paying attention. So if you are interested in kitties that can go together, then please come by and meet these. We do have a couple other pairs of cats that can go together. And getting 2 is awfully fun, because you know right away, while you're away at work all day, they're going to have companionship that they enjoy. Thank you for joining us on Pet Pals this time. We will be back next time with more adoptable animals. You never know what you're going to see. If you check out the link below, you can find this episode to pass along to friends, previous episodes to pass along to friends, and you can also go to petfinder.com and find individual profiles on all the animals you've seen today, which you can send by email, or you can put on your Facebook page, which really helps us out. If you are interested in adopting, please consider coming by Rosemont Avenue, 1832. We're across from Fort Detrick next to Pizza Hut. You can give us a call at 301-600-1546, or come to one of the events that we have in the community, where we often bring adoptable pets that can handle that kind of outing. Thanks. See you next time.